Good evening. Let us begin this famous reading and discussion on the Panchama Veda, the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, after repeating this mantra. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavibhiriritam kalmashapaham Sravana Mangalam Srimadatam Bhuvi Grinanti E Bhurida Janaha. Sri Ramakrishna was discussing with Sri Ma and other devotees, and Master Mahashaya, he developed a wonderful attitude. As because he was a devotee and at the same time he was very sincere to realize God. So slowly, every word that Sri Ramakrishna said, over that he was meditating, and slowly, as if when you go through the pages, we can understand how his thinking is changing. In the beginning he came and he was thinking in a one way, and now he is thinking Sri Ramakrishna is certainly the best of men. He could not say he is God himself, but whomever he met, of those people, he is very much satisfied. As a best guru, always teaches his disciples and the followers by which they should be free from all sins, by which they are free from all mistakes. We find it over here. Sri Ma is giving the description of the Friday, December 14, 1883. This is the 334th page of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. At 9 o'clock in the morning, Sri Ramakrishna was standing on the southeast veranda near the door of his room, with Rakhal by his side. The way he gives the description by words only as a picture depicting with the words. So Rakhal and Latu were moving about. Im arrived and prostrated himself before the master. Sri Ramakrishna said to him affectionately, "You have come. That's very good. Today is an auspicious day." In a good day, if a devotee is coming, you see how God is happy. Why? Because he has come on that particular day, which is when the God is also very happy. The devotee, the person who comes over there, gets the blessings, the benefit of that particular environment. The mind is ready. Suppose someone goes to somebody's house, normal, but any function when they are in a joyful mood, in the best mood, if you go, you also get that. So that is the idea, and Sri Ramakrishna, the God himself, is so happy seeing a devotee coming on an auspicious day. It was the last day of the Bengali month and the day of the full moon. Master Mahashaya was going to spend a few days with the master practicing spiritual discipline. See here the indication that the devotee who lives in Calcutta can visit any time, but still he is coming and staying there with the master in the Dakshineshwar itself and practicing spirituality. Master going to spend a few days with the master practicing spiritual discipline. Some of the people, they come, of course, this is nothing wrong. They come and they stay over here. We have developed some guest rooms so that they can come, they can stay and practice spirituality. But people who are coming from distant places, this is the first time perhaps, they have come to the Chicago, they want to go to city, they come with the family, so other members are also there. So they go out and visit. That is a different thing. They are staying, keeping the bag over here, but going out right from morning till evening and coming and spending the night. That is the different thing. But with a purpose to spend at a time a proper way to develop the discipline, that is also wonderful. Some people, they come and they all the time come and sit before the Swamis, but the Swamis all of them are having the work, because they stay over here. So obviously whole day they have different type of discipline, different type of work is there. Maybe 1 or 2 hours is okay, but all the time if you like to spend, that is also not good. You have to practice, make a routine that I will get up, I will go, I will meditate. That is exactly what Sri Ramakrishna is teaching. And the master practicing spiritual discipline. Master has said to him, master means the Sri Ramakrishna said to him, if an aspirant practices a little spiritual discipline, then someone comes forward to help him. The someone means the God himself. Someone means the designated people of God. They will be helping you. Maybe they will say something, immediately you will understand, so that way you will get the help. Now, I have underlined those lines Sri Ramakrishna is telling. The master had said to him, you should not eat every day at the guest house of the Kali temple. The guest house is intended to supply free food to monks and the destitutes, or the people who are coming over there. Bring your own cook with you and arrange your food. In those days, Bengali aristocrats, they were not knowing how to cook. Bring the cook, because cheap labor, so we could provide that. So bring your own cook, don't eat. You have noticed that on the basis of this advice, I feel that people who are coming on Sundays, particularly from distant places, then we talk, and then some of the people, they go and they choose they try to purchase books. That is also necessary for us. All this, and then when they are leaving, it is almost 1 o'clock, and nearby there is no good restaurant, so they had to go somewhere else. So I arranged here food, but I have charged $5, very minimum. Why? Because of this. The Thakur's advice is this. So he said, you should not eat every day at the guest house. When there is a function, Kali Puja, Durga Puja, some Sri Ramakrishna, Ma Sharada Tithi Puja, people should come and take prasad. But in regular days when you are coming, you should give something, because if you can provide, it is okay. Or otherwise, suppose you are a monk and you cannot provide, or a person who is not having any money, for them it is all right. So this he is telling, bring your own cook with you. Aim accordingly done so. The master arranged a place for the man to cook and asked Ramlal to speak to the milkman about milk. Sri Ramakrishna arranging, so this is the place where you can cook, and he is asking Ramlal to arrange all these other provisions. So this is a picture we get, and that is how we learned what is spirituality. It is not only the big ideas, and this is Atman, this is Brahman, whether Brahman is there or not, and all that is all right. But how to practice? Some of the people, they always think, oh, we should always talk about the Brahman, but what about the practices? See, if you are reading the gospel, almost in every line, there is something very, very special. And if you notice it and follow it, then immediately you will be benefited in your spiritual life. Or otherwise, you will be just like a professor, understanding the philosophy, understanding the Brahman, Atman, all the debates that they are doing over there are good. But what about the spiritual life? This is the practice. So I feel in that way. So I am giving the stress on this small thing. And the master, a little later, Ramlal began to read from the Adhyatma Ramayana. Look at it. When all these things are over, Ramlal, the person who is to live with Sri Ramakrishna, they are reading the Adhyatma Ramayana. A group of people, they stayed over here. Only I am here, sometimes Vardandi joins me, that's all. Or otherwise, when a group of people are here, I told, before the night food, we should read some pages. That is the way we always do. After the food, another book, a few pages we should read together. And that is called spiritual retreat. It's not only the food and the staying, but at the same time, the Ramlal, he brought the Adhyatma Ramayana, a high Advaitic knowledge. Here he is reading from that. Rama had married Sita after breaking the the bow of Shiva. On the way to Ayodhya with his bride, Rama was confronted by the warrior sage Parashurama. So it goes, then afterwards Parashurama understood that he is not an ordinary man, he goes away. Sri Ramakrishna listened to the Parashurama and then he went to a spiritual mood and now and then chanted the name of Rama in his melodious voice. Then the Sri Ramakrishna asked Ramlal to read about Guhaka, and Ramlal read from there. It's again about the Guhaka. Why Guhaka? One person is meeting Ramachandra. Who is that? Parashurama. He is also considered as an avatara. And another person, he is also meeting the same Rama, he is a Guhaka. As a low-caste man, he used to live in a faraway place from the city, but his devotion for Sri Ramachandra. That is exactly what Sri Ramakrishna wanted his devotees to learn, and he said about the Guhaka. This Pariya king waited patiently. I am reading from the middle. But when the 14th year had run out, when he heard that the Rama is going inside the forest for 14 years, and he is wearing very simple dress, he also started wearing the same type of dress. He also started eating food as simple as possible, as he was thinking that Rama will also have. And the bed and all those things exactly he was practicing as Rama did. So that is the way of a devotee. And this Guhaka, Chandala, he is having that. He was on the point of entering into the fire. Why? The last line, it says, the Guhaka waited for 14 years. When the date was passed, then he thought, then the Rama is not coming back. If the Rama is not coming back, Rama is not leaving, what's the point of my living over here? So he thought that he will sacrifice his life, and he entered into the fire. That very moment, Hanumana arrived with the Rama's message. In a celestial chariot, Rama Sita soon appeared, and the Guhaka's joy was unbounded. So God is coming in the form of human, but how many people they can understand? This is how he is meant. Then after the midday meal, Sri Ramakrishna lay down on his bed to rest. M was seated on the floor. This is exactly what we always practice, of course. After the lunch, we always go to bed as Thakur used to do. But then we find Sri Ramakrishna, presently Dr. Shyama and a few devotees arrived. Master sat up. No rest at all. So the ministerial job, we were coming and then they are talking with Sri Ramakrishna, trying to get some guidance about the spiritual life. He is ever ready. And Sri Ramakrishna got up, sat on the bed and began to converse with them. Master, it is by no means necessary for a man always to be engaged in his duties. Without any job, most of the Bengali aristocrats, they never used to work. Even today, I knew few of them, as because they are having lot of money, they don't work at all. I used to wonder how they are spending their time, whole day, 24 hours, just by making fun and this and that and nothing else. Sri Ramakrishna is pointing, one must do some duty, some responsibility he must perform. I have seen the elderly Swamis in the Ramakrishna mission. They are retired, they need not to do any work, but they will always attain the spiritual discourses. That is a sort of a duty. Not that they don't know that, but still, when someone is reading the gospel, there's a class or other people are also coming. These elderly Swamis, they will also come, they will also sit at the back, they will also listen. That is also joining into that is also a sort of work, a duty, and holy duty. Nothing wrong in listening that. So they go. Again, I have seen them, whatever the menial work, little work is possible for them, they always do. When there is something is there left, they will pick it up and clean that place. Or dressing the vegetable, you know the Thakurs at the puja time. So many people are coming, so many thousands almost every day. And most of the people will complain when you go at 11 o'clock, 11:30, they have closed and they never gave us the prasad. How they can give? Just a common sense, if you have not informed at least 1 hour before, how they will know how many people will come? They calculate that this many people may come, so this way they organize. But you have to arrange that all the vegetables, then you have to cook, then you have to offer to God, then only prasad will come. It is not a hotel. Any time you can go, and they kept things ready, immediately they will warm it and give it. Not like that. All fresh food. So early morning, all the brahmacharis, young monks, elderly swamis, they all will sit and do the dressing of the vegetable as much as they can. Then other people are also there, they are also cooking, they are also doing the same thing, but because it is not possible for all the monks to do that, so other people are also there, but they do. Why? Sri Ramakrishna said someone should not spend time in that way, at least they should do. I have seen Swamis, they, after the breakfast, they will bathe in the Ganga and then go and sit in the temple, they will do the japa, that's also work. They are doing that way their own benefit, and for the prayer will be for the benefit of all others. And he is telling that one should not. It is by no means for a man always to be engaged in his duties. Actions, then he says, action drop away when one realizes God, as the flower drops off itself when the fruit appears. This is, I have seen the environment and the situation in America. Most of the devotees, they are always ready to do some work. And they are highly placed, highly educated, but doing some very ordinary work, they never hesitate. That is really excellent, very, very appreciative. Because the humbleness, I am doing this work, what is there? They will come and they will clean this floor, and they are cleaning the carpet, they are doing this, doing that. So many things they will do. Even sometimes when there was no one to clean the toilets and the guests are coming, our volunteers, they did it in their own hands. Unthinkable. Why? If the people are coming, staying over here, they will give some donation, ashrama will earn some money. They are not getting anything, but they are. If this is not spiritual work, then what is the spiritual work? Not that they are telling anything that I have done it, I have done this thing, never, no credit. So this is quietly they are doing, this is spiritual work, and Sri Ramakrishna says that one should do some engagement, some duties. He who has realized God no longer perform religious duties. Here Sri Ramakrishna says about spiritual duties. Morning should get up and sit for meditation and doing the japa and all that. But those who have realized God, for them it is not. though by sheer practice and for the benefit of others, they do. Those who have realized God no longer perform religious duties such as Sandhya. You know, the Sandhya Vandana, early morning and in the evening, that is very, very important in the life of the Hindus. They always do. Muslims, they do it for 5 times. The namaz they will do very ritualistically. That it is all there. Hindus at least twice, morning and evening. That's called Sandhya. In his case, the Sandhya marches in the Gayatri. When that happens, it is enough for a person to repeat just a Gayatri mantra. Sri Ramakrishna is giving the steps. First is the Sandhya. Sandhya means elaborate. He has to spread the asana, then he should bathe and then wear a washed clothes, then he will sit, then he will, all this paraphernalia, all those things he should do. That's called Sandhya Bandhana. Then when he is merged in that, then only anywhere, if he is just repeating that Gayatri mantra, Gayatri is a very famous Vedic mantra, so he is mentioning about that mantra. The name of God, the holy name of God, if he is repeating, sufficient. And then he says Gayatri mantra, then the Gayatri marches in Om. That means it's becoming just one after. First was the elaborate thing, then only the mantra, then only Omkara. And then after that, one no longer chants even the Gayatri. It is enough then to chant simply Om. How long should a man practice such devotions as the Sandhya? Sri Ramakrishna himself asking this question and giving the answer in this way. As long as he does not feel a thrill in his body and shed tears of joy while repeating the name of Rama or of Hari, people worship God to win money or a lawsuit. That is not good. They do this, they can do it, but that is not good in that sense for the God realization. The highest spiritual goal is the God realization. For the God realization, if you are doing, then you should not care for all this. That I should be successful in a lawsuit and all, but only the joy in taking the name of God. And when they are repeating the name of God, a thrill is coming in the body, feeling tremendous joy within. That shows that we are proceeding in a right track. I find over here in the Bhagavata, when Sri Ramakrishna is telling, as long as he does not feel a thrill in his body and shed tears of joy, Bhagavata says, Tavat karmani kurvita na nirvidheta yavata mat katha sravanadauba shraddha yavat na jayate. When they listen to my word, mat katha, mat means the God himself. When they are just by listening my name or about me, they are developing faith, complete faith. The once this discussion was going on among the direct disciples of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, they were telling, see, some people they say, you are lucky that you met Sri Ramakrishna, you saw Sri Ramakrishna, you stayed with him, you were guided by him. They said, yes, that way we are lucky. But look at these people now. They have not seen Sri Ramakrishna. They were not ever in the company of Sri Ramakrishna. Just they listen from us and they believe. And they are developing faith, developing devotion for Sri Ramakrishna, meditating on Sri Ramakrishna. Do you think they are less? Much, much higher than us. And then people will come in future when we also will not be here, the direct disciples. Even then the people will come, they will read about Sri Ramakrishna and they will develop the faith in him. they are far more blessed people. Because just after hearing or listening or knowing about in a book about the God, we are developing the faith in that God. It's not ordinary people. They must be having something within, and that is why it is possible. So long one should practice work as spiritual discipline till one become completely free from desire. As long as it does not feel a thrill in his body and shed tears of joy by hearing the holy name of God and develop faith in him. Mat katha sravanado. Mat, the God's katha, about the story about God or his instruction, sravanado, hearing, shraddha yavan najayate. As long as the faith in the words of God is coming, that is. So that is the beauty of the God. Whenever you hear about that, you have developed the faith. It must be there. In the Bhagavad Gita also we find in the 3rd chapter, 17 and 18 slokas, it also says the same way as Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning. You know that that famous dialogue, conversation between Swamiji and other Guru Bhais? Sri Ramakrishna told, as Swamiji told, just a utterance of Sri Ramakrishna and we can write a lot of philosophy on that. Then someone told, is it, how it is possible? It's so simple. Whatever Sri Ramakrishna said are just very simple words. How you think that we can develop philosophy on that? Then Swamiji told, just tell any quote, any Sri Ramakrishna's sentence, and I will show you. And they quoted at Swamiji, the well-versed, and his memory was so sharp, immediately started quoting from different scriptures and giving the support. When I give the class on this Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, I try to follow that. Quoting from different scripture, not just to support the Sri Ramakrishna, but also to make people aware that whatever Sri Ramakrishna said, at the behind of that, there are so many scriptural references are there. Like the Bhagavata in the Bhagavad Gita, it says, Bhagavata is the life of Krishna. And Swami Vivekananda said, it's a very pure book. Unless and until you become pure, it's better not to read that book. The descriptions that are there in the Bhagavata and stories after stories, the people with impure mind, they will go in somewhere. They will misunderstand Sri Krishna. They won't understand Sri Krishna. That is the reason Swamiji said. And here in the Bhagavad Gita is teachings. And here, 3rd chapter, 17 and 18 sloka, it says, Yat atma ratireva syad, atma triptascha manavaha, atma neva cha santushta, tasya karyam na vidyate. Sri Ramakrishna was mentioning, for him there is no duty. Who has realized God? And here also we find that Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, he says, whoever delights in the self alone, feels satisfied in the self, for such a person there is no obligatory duty to discharge. Yastatma rati reva sat, atma rati. That means he is enjoying with the self itself. Atma tripta. He is satisfied with that Atman, that knowledge, that Manava, that human being. Atmaneva cha santushta. He is so happy with that realization of the self because he is full of joy. What is the self? What is that God? Is a bliss. He is the embodiment of bliss, joy, ananda. The religion, that's why when Swami Vivekananda used to cut jokes, making fun, So these people in America, someone asked, you are a religious man, how is it that you are all the time laughing and having fun? Why not? We are the children of immortal bliss. So when we are the children of immortal bliss, why should have to have a long face? Oh, the world is burning, everyone is suffering, or whether they will go to hell or not, that calculation is going on. So all the time in a grey face, that is not the sign of spirituality. Spirituality is the sign of joy. Atma tripta, atmanevacha santushta. He is so satisfied. Tasya karyam na vidyate. For him, there is no duty. He can do whatever he likes. Again, we find he has no object to gain here in this world by action. When we do, always we think that by doing this, we are having this. Even the spiritual work that we do, we think by doing that type of work, spiritual work, selfless work, my mind will be purified. Something behind the mind is there, and we want to get that result. But someone, tas naibatasya kite nartha, nakrita neha kaschana. He has no object to gain here in this world by action, nor does he lose anything by abstaining from action. Action means the duties. Abstaining from that action, he is not losing anything. For him, there is no dependence on any created being for any object of his. Completely satisfied. So when it was asked to Yudhishthira, who is a satisfied person? Yudhishthira also told in this way, Santushta. Santushta satatam yogi. Santushta means containment. There is no desire at all. So always satisfied. So that is the ultimate way of spirituality, and one should understand spirituality means complete satisfaction. And knowingly, though there are some problems are there, but at the same time, overcoming those problems with that complete satisfied mind. Whether people are praising or criticizing or the success or the failures, every time, everywhere, every situation, he is same. All the time in joy, and that is called God realization. Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning about it. After hearing Sri Ramakrishna, one devotee is telling, Sri Ramakrishna mentioned that for that purpose, to get that satisfaction, that joy, the spiritual benefit, one should try spirituality or work for spirituality. But some people, they worship God to win money or lordship. That is not good, he was mentioning. A devotee immediately mentioned, we find that everyone strive after money. Even Keshav Sen married his daughter to a prince. You know, the many of you, that Keshav Chandra Sen, they were actually trying to give a good shape in the Hindu society. Hindu society, they were in a dilemma what to do and what not to do because of the rulers, the sultanates came and all that. So the early age girls should be married, and this way to save them, they were thinking in that way. Now this Brahma Samajis came with a little modern ideologies, and mixing with the European thoughts, they thought that girls should be educated. Before completing the education, they should not get married. So that was their idea. Keshav Chandra Sen was a leader of the Brahma Samaj. But in the meantime, in his family, a proposal came from the king of a particular place that is also in the northern Bengal, and he said that we are ready to, because she was very beautiful, that Keshav's daughter. Now Keshav's family and the relatives, they started pressurizing Keshav, why not? This is an opportunity. It's a very good, the prince, it will be very good for our daughter. So Keshav was pressurized, and he said yes. His daughter was married to that prince, and people started criticizing, particularly those who were in that. So another group, they broke out from that group again. So one after another, the Brahma Samaj started breaking. Keshav's group broke because of that. Here the gentleman, he is talking with Sri Ramakrishna, he is mentioning that in the Keshav also wanted to get the money and all that, though he said something, he did something else that way. But the Sri Ramakrishna, immediately he is telling, Keshav's case is quite different. Look at it. He could criticize Keshav and say, look at it. No, this is God. Keshav was not his devotee. But Keshav was another group that he formed, that is Brahma Samaj, and he was the leader of the Brahma Samaj. Even then, Sri Ramakrishna never hesitated to appreciate him, because he saw him completely in a different point of view. He said, Keshav's case is quite different. What is the difference? God provides everything for a genuine devotee, even without his making any effort. Keshav, he was the father. He had the responsibility. And when the daughter was married, he was free. So he could give all his time for the spiritual practices and also for the propagation of that spirituality, religion. So God provided that. And Keshav got that only opportunity and nothing else. Sri Ramakrishna's point of view is a positive way. And Keshav was not having in his mind, Sri Ramakrishna could see the mind, he could see that Keshav was not having any other ideas. So that is the reason Sri Ramakrishna, Keshav, the rules were formed, Keshav was into that, but Keshav breaking, in this case, Sri Ramakrishna always denounces. Once you have promised, you must have to keep. Sri Ramakrishna now he is not telling. That means we have to understand there was genuine thing. It was the way the God it works, and as because Keshav wanted to completely devote his time for the spirituality, that responsibility was over, and that was the arrangement of God. Keshav's case is quite different. God provides everything for a genuine devotee. Even without his making any effort, the son of a real king gets his monthly allowances. The prince will get the allowance from his father, that is sure. There is a story that king of that country, he saw that the one sannyasi constantly meditating, etc. Then king was inspired. He wanted to become that. Queen was very practical. He told king, you can always practice this. Why not? You can go and stay with it. But that man is habituated to live under just open sky, to live like that. But you are not. Within a day or two, you will break your health and everything will be very bad for you. Rather, we will construct a hut over there, you go and live in that. Instead of going out for begging here and there, I will send you some food from here. You take that food. Queen started doing that, king agreed, so he went, he started practicing meditation there. Queen used to send the food. Like the king's choices, she used to send the food on a golden plate and everything, and properly. As because it is going to king, and by the side of the king that man is also, and for him also she constructed a hut. He was living in that in comfort. Queen used to send 2 plates, one in an ordinary plate and some ordinary food. For the king, good food. He noticed. Then he complained to queen, I am a senior monk. I have taken sannyasa before him. Seeing me only he got inspired. Now you are sending me ordinary food in an ordinary plate, And why for the king? Then the queen sent out that word, tell that man, if you were outside, you were only a cultivator. Your life was very hard. As because you are taking the name of God, I am giving you the respect and also sending the food from king's palace. Maybe on an ordinary plate comparing with the king, but you are getting the food from the hand of the queen, remember it. And he was the king himself. And whatever food that he is getting is nothing, no, compare with as the king he is supposed to get. Very ordinary food in that way, very ordinary treatment in that way. So whatever he is getting because of his karma, whatever you are getting because of his karma, be satisfied, or otherwise this will also be stopped. So that way it goes. Sri Ramakrishna is telling you cannot compare. One Swamiji, he told that when he joined in the Bangladesh, and a small ashrama was there, he was tall and he was from a very rich family and complexion was very good looking, very smart, very handsome. Now, the Swami in charge over there, he was not very happy because all people used to talk to him and his way of talking was very courteous, people used to like him. That Swami used to, maybe that he used to feel jealous. One day he said, hey, on so and so that village, we will go over there and puja is there. I will go for the puja. You will help me. I will go by the boat by paying 1 anna in those days, but I am not going to pay for you. So you will start walking 3 days before. Walk by the side of, there is a road was there, but very difficult. You have to stay in the night in the market and somehow, and then you can reach over there. 3 days before he allowed him to start walking, he was walking. After some time when he reached to that marketplace, he went for washing, he went down to the river. Luckily for him, there was a boat where that village Jamindar was going. And he noticed that brahmachari, he is washing his feet and hand. He said, is that brahmachari? Said, yes. Go and pick him up. I am going to my village and he is also coming to my village. In the same boat we will go. So naturally a small boat came. The big boat that they used to sail, small boat they came and told that our Jamindar is asking you to go. Naturally he went with the Jamindar in very comfortable way. Jamindar told, you are coming to my home, so lucky that I can sail with you. In one day he reached. When they reached, those who have the idea how even today if you go by boat, there is no proper place to get down. So maybe if the water is full, then you can go and reach to that shore, or you may have to get down into that mud. When they reached over there, it was the low tide. Jamindar's palanquin people, they came. Jamindar told, take the brahmachari fast. So he went without touching that mud. Then afterwards Jamindar came in the same palanquin. He came. He started staying over there. He was supposed to walk for 3 days, but he reached in 1 day. And 2 days he was in great comfort and reading out the gospel before other devotees. This Swami, he came by market boat, public transport as they call, market boat, and he had to pay 1 rupee and 2 days sailing because they will be stopping in different places. No food, proper food. Somehow he reached over there. There was no one to receive him. He had to get down into that mud. Somehow he climbed over there, washed his feet in the pond. When he reached to that Jamindar house, he saw the brahmachari is reading out the gospel and people are sitting and listening to him, and the Jamindar is also, the landlord is also sitting. He became very angry. Hey, how come you are here? How could you come over here? I told not to spend the money. I didn't spend any money. Then how could you come before me? You were supposed to come after me. I was walking, but the Jamindar met me on the, so this thing happened. Then he said, the Swamiji, don't be angry with me because it is my luck. I am not, That is my luck that giving me all comfort, and it is your luck, all problem for you. So what to do? Then that is Sri Ramakrishna is telling that see, don't compare with the Keshav. Keshav is a blessed person. God is arranging everything for him. I am speaking of real prince. A true devotee has no desire. He does not care for money. Money comes to him of itself. The Gita describes such a devotee as content with what comes to him without any effort. Then one devotee is asking, and that is the main subject we are discussing, Sir, how should one live in the world? How should one live in the world? This is very, very important. Religion is all right. Spirituality is all right. Instructions is all right. And we know that one lady came and she was saying, nowadays I am studying the Buddhism. I thought, good. But what is there in the Buddhism? That is all, everything is nothing but full of misery, and there is a cause for misery, and there is a way to go beyond misery. It's all we know. But how to go beyond that? That is the main thing. And that is exactly what Sri Ramakrishna is teaching, every page of the Gospel. So you read that, at the same time read Gospel too. That will help you. Here you see, when the gentleman is asking, how should one live in the world? Sri Ramakrishna, live in the world as the mud fish lives in the mud. One develops love of God by going away from the world into solitude. Now and then, and meditating on God. After that, one can live in the world unattached. The mud is there. Fish has to live in it, but its body is not stained by the mud. Such a man can lead the life of a householder in a spirit of detachment. That is the idea, detachment. I should be in everything. I should do everything. But at the same time, I am not attached to this. When I am doing 100% mind in that, complete attention will be given, effort will be given. But at the same time, when it is done, and I am totally free. The next moment, if they ask me to go away from there, I go away from there. No problem for me. So that is the way one should live. Otherwise, it's very difficult. Then he was immediately directing to Master Mahashaya. The Master Mahashaya's mind was getting ready. So the Guru was talking to him. One can realize God if one feels intense dispassion for worldly things. Jahan Ram, tahan nahi Kam. Jahan Kam, tahan nahi Ram. Where there is desire, there cannot be God. And when the God, there cannot be the desire. They are two different things. Paraprakriti, aparaprakriti. So that in the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna says, everything is mine, but if you choose this, you don't get that. One of the direct disciples, he was very fond of drinking tea. He was doing some tapasya, and there he was not getting tea in the jungle. Who will get tea? So one day he was complaining to Sri Ramakrishna. You had Mathur Babu, you got so many things every day, whatever you wanted. Mathur Babu used to supply. Now I am practicing spirituality, there is no one even to supply a cup of tea. Thakur appeared before him and said, do you want rich people to serve you? I can send rich people, but you won't get me. Then he jumped and said, no, I want you only. Whether tea or no tea, no problem, but I want only you and not all those people. So that, he says, one can realize God if one feels intense dispassion for the worldly things. It was Swami Subodhananda. He was very fond of drinking tea. A man with such dispassion feels that the world is like a forest on fire. And if he really feels that kind of dispassion, he renounces home and family. it is not enough for him to live in the world in a spirit of detachment. It is not enough for him. So the mental attitudes, conditions, standards, we can say, that we have to understand. Some people suddenly becoming a very good monk. Not all are very good. An urge comes and with emotion they go out and then they cannot cope with that life. Then they leave that life, but unnecessarily bringing down the ideology, and he is also not getting anything. As a hypocritic life he lives, as because they cannot come out of that. That is not monk's life. Swami Ranganathananda ji told us, when I asked him, next morning we were supposed to go for the sannyasa, and you know that before sannyasa, 7 days before, you have to go and spend there in the Belur Math. They will be teaching you what are sannyasa, the mantras and these and that. So that was a great thing for us. So Ranganathanji was there in Advaita Ashram. 3 of the brahmacharis who were there getting ready to go to Belur Math to get sannyasa. Then he told Swamiji, please tell us, after the food we do little reading, and after the reading usually the senior Swamis they teach something. When he asked, he said very, very wonderfully, he said, those who were Indras in their past life can become great sannyasi in this life. That means all the bhogas are over. If you have any desire, then you cannot realize God in this life. So that is the main thing. So the dispassion, why you become a monk, the question, it is depending on the mental attitudes and of course the karmas. So he is telling in this way that lust and gold alone is Maya. A man put on a tiger skin and tried to frighten another man. But the latter said, I have recognized you. You are our Hari. At that the man dressed in the skin went away smiling to frighten someone else. And that was the entertainment in the villages. In those days nothing was there. So Bahurupi, and the different type of forms they used to wear, and some people they were very good in that, just to come and do some performances and getting some money. Sri Ramakrishna is giving that example, telling Maya. If you realize the Maya goes away. And if you don't realize that, immediately it captures. The man came with the tiger skin to frighten. Mostly people will be frightened. But if you can understand, this is our Hari from so and so village, he has come to entertain us, then the man will say, okay, you have realized that thing, I go to somebody else. Otherwise there is no fun. I am now a tiger, acting as a tiger. If you are not afraid, then there is no fun. So this way Maya also goes away. Then immediately he said, all women are the embodiments of Shakti. It is the primal power that has become women and appears to us in the form of women. It is said in the Adhyatma Ramayana, Sri Ramakrishna was very fond of Adhyatma Ramayana, that Narada and others praised Rama, saying, O Rama, thou alone art all that we see as male, and Sita all that we see as female. Then he continued to the devotees, one cannot renounce by mere wish. One cannot renounce by mere wish. The Buddhism, it was spreaded in such a way, this world is full of misery. Hundreds and thousands of people started renouncing. And if you do the work, what is the reason of suffering? Work. The moment you do the work, the result, and result is suffering. So the thousands of people used to follow Buddha, and afterwards they started taking the Gerua, and they were not mentally ready. They were not ready. So that is the reason The whole thing came down, ideology came down. Sri Ramakrishna is telling one cannot renounce by the mere wish. There are prarabdha karma, inherited tendencies and the like. You know there are three karmas, Sanchita, Agami and the prarabdha. Sanchita means it was already stored up, Agami which will be coming, and prarabdha which has started giving fruits. Now whatever we are because of the prarabdha. Buddha's teaching is also same. I have quoted already that if you like to know the past, look at your present. Whatever you are is a result of the past. If you like to know your future, look at your present. Because whatever you will do, that thing will happen afterwards. You will have to enjoy the result of this karma. So, Sanchit, Agami and Prarabdha. But if you have this type of mind that everything is burning, then only you are really capable to renounce the world. Otherwise, it is very difficult to renounce the world. And Shankaracharya, in his very famous sloka, he said, Durvara samsara davagni taptam dodhuomanam duradrishta vatai bhitam prapannam paripahi mrittoho sharannamanyat yadaham na jane. So wherever I see that everything is burning. It's just like the wildfire chasing me, and the man is running out of it. Name, fame, physical comfort, he is running out of that. He is feeling that it is going to kill me. If that temperament mentality is not there, you can never become a monk. You are not supposed to renounce the world. So this is the karma phala, it goes on in this way. Then Sri Ramakrishna is reminding us that one should live a life in the world in a detached way, must be performing all the duty that comes in hand with great attention and dedication, but at the same time completely withdrawn. How that is possible? You have to go on taking the name of God constantly. That is the only lubrication that you can apply so that nothing is going to stick to your mind. Thank you very much. Let us chant this pranam mantra and conclude. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa dhrita vigraham vai Ishavattaram Parameshamidyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namama. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Friends, you know that our e-zine once again we are going to publish on the 3rd June. So everything is ready. Now we have sent it to for corrections. They will go through, and then afterwards on 3rd June. So please visit our e-zine, e-magazine. That's called Chicago Calling. In our website, chicagovedanta.org, you can go to that Chicago Calling. That is our e-zine. Every 3 months, there will be beautiful articles by the Swamis and different type of features are there. Just by reading, that's a great support to the Vedanta Society. Thank you.